How are you feeling?
Not too bad.
Stroke recovery can feel isolating. In a moment when everything changes, the people around you can make all the difference. As Keith Siebels worked to rebuild his strength, he also created a community. After a stroke in January left him unable to move the right side of his body, Keith found himself at his lowest point.
When I was in ICU at Methodist, a lot of bad things went through my head because I didn't want to be a hindrance to anyone. So at one point I was like, if this is what it's going to be, I don't want to do it.
At first it was scary. There were some days I didn't know if he'd ever walk again.
Madonna's specialized stroke rehabilitation program helped restore Keith's confidence.
I got here and it changed. Everything was positive. Their motto here is, can't shouldn't be in your vocabulary, and I'm living proof of that.
A care team that wouldn't let him quit and specialized technology that supported early movement set the tone for his recovery.
When I would first start walking with Keith, he didn't care that his right side didn't work. He just kept walking and leaving the right side behind. So I chose to put him on the Ondago because that machine will allow him to fall. By allowing him to see when he was making mistakes, he was able to slow down and correct himself.
Even with the right tools, progress required patience.
Keith was very, very frustrated, to be honest, with the situation that he was placed in. But every time I walked in the room, he was able to say, you know what? I'm gonna focus on what I can do.
My favorite part about working with Keith was just that he showed up as his best version every day. Even if it was a good day, a bad day, he always put his best self forward.
That mindset, paired with a relentless work ethic, fueled his recovery. But it wasn't just his determination that stood out.
He just wants to be a friend with anybody around him. Therapy is really hard. You're working on things you don't want to have to work on, that are challenging, and he wants to make the best of it all the time.
I've always looked at life like you have to not take it so serious, and life's too short. That's what kept me going through this, was looking at the funny side of it.
His humor and positivity quickly became contagious.
Eventually we started calling him the mayor of Madonna. So whenever we did our 1,000 laps up and down the hallway, we'd have to stop a couple times because everybody would want to say, hi, you're doing great, all of these things, because he really found support and encouragement in others and became an encouragement for others.
Recovery is a team effort, and Keith's family was part of every step.
His sister and his son were here almost every day, and they were really brave. I threw a lot at all of them, and they just said, okay, let's try.
Each little bit of progress brought Keith closer to the life and the people he loves.
I just want to thank the care team to getting my dad back. There were some days we couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're starting to see it, and I have my dad back.